I am Pinoy Rob.
I am Pinoy Rob.
And for the headlines, weather forecast. Cold surge prevails, no tropical cyclone threats in the Western Pacific. Local news. Purchased watermelon disappoints netizen in Cagayan de Oro. Former SSS chief urges Marcos to block 15% hike in SSS contributions. Candidates for May 2025 elections barred from ACAP payout sites. 771 individuals hurt in explosion. National news. Uncollected post-holiday waste creates odor issues in Manila. International news. MAGA civil war raises concerns over a disordered Trump administration. Entertainment. Sofronio Vasquez, winner of The Voice USA, returns to the Philippines. Sports. Gymnastics Federation ends 2024 with NSA of the Year Award. International feature. New Orleans community hosts vigil for victims of New Year's Day attack. National feature. Analyst calls China's giant ship in Zambales a show of force. Trivia. Blue whale, the magnificent giant of the ocean, symbol of conservation and strength.
If you find this segment informative, please click the thumbs up button and subscribe to stay updated with our latest news, and share this broadcast to your friends and family. Your support helps us keep you informed. Help us get our first 10,000 subscribers. Your engagement matters. Liking, sharing, and subscribing to our content not only helps more people discover the important stories we bring you, but also supports our team's hard work. It boosts our visibility in the algorithm, making it easier for others to find ways to stay informed. Plus, it helps us generate more resources to continue delivering the news you rely on. Thank you for being part of our community.
Good morning, Philippines. Magandang umaga, Luzon, ug mayong adlaw, Visayas, ug Mindanao. Today is Monday, January 6, 2025. I am Athalia Pisanyel. Purchased watermelon disappoints netizens in Cagayan de Oro. A netizen from Cagayan de Oro City expressed disappointment after discovering that the watermelon they purchased had shriveled and released a significant amount of water in the fruit tray prepared for New Year's Eve. According to the netizen, they suspect the watermelon was injected with water to increase its weight and price, which could be a fraudulent practice by some fruit vendors. I was puzzled why there was so much water in the tray I used for fruits for New Year. I found out that the watermelon, which I had just bought on the 31st from the Carmen Market, had collapsed. Upon closer inspection, I realized it had likely been injected with water to make it heavier. No wonder, even though I chose a small one, its weight still exceeded 2 kilos. People are really doing outrageous things these days, the netizens shared in their post. However, other netizens commented that this might be a natural occurrence for all stock watermelons and not necessarily due to water injection. The incident has sparked discussion among netizens, with some calling for stricter monitoring of vendors to prevent fraudulent practices and ensure the quality of food products sold in local markets. It also highlights the need for consumers to be vigilant when purchasing fruits, especially during peak seasons like the holidays. Former SSS chief urges Marcos to block 15% hike in SSS contributions. Security System Chief Rolando Macasait has appealed to Malacanang to order a temporary suspension of the implementation of the higher contribution rates. Macasait stated that President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. has sufficient authority to override the implementation of Republic Act 11199 or the Social Security Act. He emphasized that the law provides the sitting president the authority to suspend the contribution hike if SSS members expresses their opposition. Furthermore, the increased contribution is expected to impose a heavier burden on workers and employers, particularly amidst the challenges on high inflation and a slowing economy. Macasait highlighted the importance of addressing such concerns to protect the welfare of the majority and maintain economic stability. Candidates for May 2025 elections barred from ACA payout sites. The Department of Social Welfare and Development has announced that candidates are prohibited from visiting the payout site of the Ayuda sa Kapos Ang Kita program during the campaign period. DSWD Secretary Rex Gatchalian revealed that this is part of the strict guidelines established by their agency, together with Labor Secretary Bienvenido Laguesma and Socio-Economic Planning Secretary Arsenio Balisacan. Gatchalian clarified that the aim of this policy is to ensure the proper implementation of the program and prevent its use for political purposes. It is crucial that the distribution of aid remains impartial and is not used as a tool for campaign activities during the upcoming elections. This guideline is part of ongoing efforts to maintain the integrity of the ACA program, especially as political candidates gear up. By enforcing the rule, the DSWD aims to eliminate any potential misuses of government aid in influencing voters. 771 individuals hurt in explosion. Over 771 people injured in firework-related incidents during the holiday season in the Philippines. The DOH reports that the number of injuries during the holidays is higher than expected, with fireworks-related accidents accounting for a significant portion. Authorities are raising concerns about the dangerous use of illegal fireworks, which have resulted in multiple fatalities and many injuries. Efforts are being made to strictly enforce firework regulations to prevent such accidents in future celebrations. Public awareness campaigns have been launched aiming to minimize the risks of injury and death caused by fireworks and to encourage safer alternatives for festivities. Weather forecast. Cold surge prevails. No tropical cyclone threats in the Western Pacific. There's not too much in the tropics to talk about. We still have that shear line continuing to dominate, bringing gale force conditions across northern Luzon. And in West 90 West is located off Malaysia and southern Vietnam. By the way, the graphic here is courtesy of Will River from Pacific Typhoon Season. Stop by the Facebook group to check him out. He's got some good information. Basically, it's all about the easterlies and the shear line continuing to dominate. As mentioned, there are windy conditions in northern Luzon, with heavy rainfall extending down toward the south and off toward the west. This pattern will continue as we look ahead through this upcoming week. From Tuesday through Wednesday into Thursday, we'll see that continued northeasterly flow dominating southern Luzon, Palawan, and parts of the Visayas, accompanied by scattered rainfall. It does back off a bit by the end of the week, though. What's happening is that northeasterly flow will get enhanced by a weak low trying to develop off eastern Luzon. You can see it pulling toward the east, which should eventually bring some dry air to northern Luzon. The good news is that with all the dry air and the shear, No tropical cyclone is expected in the entire area through mid to late January. On average, there is typically about one cyclone in this month, so it can't be completely ruled out. Looking back at 2024, there was a large number of storms during the burn months, September, October, and November, with many crossing the Philippine area of responsibility. Northern Luzon has been hit hard over the last 6 months, so this quieter pattern is a welcome change, at least for the time being. For now, the focus remains on these northeasterly winds and afternoon showers stretching across southern Luzon and the Visayas. National news. Uncollected post-holiday waste creates other issues in Manila. Residents in several barangays in Manila are urgently requesting cleanups as uncollected post-holiday trash creates health hazards in their communities. In Barangay 767 on Sagrada Familia Street, the accumulation of waste is attracting pests, causing business owners like Lourdes Viñas 50 to suffer losses. I've been running a small eatery here for years, but this is the first time this has happened. The garbage keeps piling up because people from surrounding houses throw their trash here. As a result, fewer customers come because of the smell, said Viñas. Meanwhile, Gloria Tom, 69, finds the odor unbearable and worries about its impact on her grandchildren's health. Before the new year, the garbage was already there. I sit down to eat only to see heaps of trash. It really kills your appetite, Tom explained. On Onyx Street in Barangay 787, more piles of trash have formed. Councilor Danny Rosales of Barangay 787 shared that a garbage truck collected waste at midnight to address the issue. We actually had a heated argument this morning. The place was getting flooded with trash. Thank goodness the truck came. It would have been a huge problem if it wasn't picked up immediately, Rosales added. International news. MAGA civil war raises concerns over a disordered Trump administration. As Donald Trump supporters engage in open conflict ahead of his inauguration, analysts suggest that the growing rift between his billionaire backers and working class base could lead to a major fracture that threatens his fragile coalition. The controversy over accepting skilled foreign workers has exposed significant divisions between the long-time immigration hardliners supporting Trump and the tech bros who heavily finance his re-election. This conflict risks becoming an irreparable schism with influential figures in the Make America Great Again movement, highlighting the irony of a supposedly populist movement where the ultra-wealthy hold the power. Leading the Silicon Valley faction is Elon Musk, CEO of SpaceX and Tesla, who donated over $250 million to fund Trump's campaign, even as the candidate spread false narratives about migrant-led crime waves. Musk's financial contribution was critical, but he became a target of MAGA after advocating for skilled foreign worker visas, seemingly unaware that his position on immigration contradicted the movement's anti-immigrant stance, which even affected his own employment practices. Entertainment. Sofronio Vasquez, winner of The Voice USA, returns to the Philippines. Filipino singer Sofronio Vasquez has returned to the Philippines after his victory on The Voice USA Season 26 last month. Arriving on Sunday morning, he was greeted warmly by his mother Ada Vasquez and a few close companions. The 26-year-old singer, originally from the Philippines, is in the country to reconnect with his family and friends.
How does it feel to be back?
Nung palanding pa lang, parang gusto ko nang tumalon eh. Sobrang excited ako to see my mom and of course to be in the Philippines and to be with the people na talagang nagro-root for me. So,
Right.
Sobrang exciting, kuya, na finally I get to be back and I'm just excited kung ano mangyayari.
So hindi ka nakapag-holidays dito, no? Nasa
Hindi.
States ka
Kasi
lang.
I get to, I need to finish all the press
Commitments.
tour commitments and then the initial conversations with the record label.
Okay.
And hopefully, after dito kagad pagbalik, roll na, work ulit.
Kamusta yung life after winning?
Life after winning, overwhelming siya kasi hindi sanay kasi ako mag-isa lang na naglalakad and sometimes I forget na may mga nakakakilala na pala sa akin.
Right.
So one time, nag-jacket lang ako and parang nilapitan ako na, are you the winner? Tapos ko, oo nga pala, parang kailangan ko na yatang mag-ayos kasi minsan nakakalimutan natin na.
Right.
During his stay, Vasquez is also lined up for a series of guest appearances and live performances. One of the highlights of his visit will be his homecoming on the popular variety show is Showtime, scheduled for Monday, January 6. His win on The Voice USA earned him nationwide recognition, not only for his vocal talent, but also for his incredible journey as an international Filipino artist. The support from his family and fans throughout his journey on the show has been overwhelming. And now, as he spends time in the Philippines, he is looking forward to giving back to the people who supported him. Sports. Gymnastics Federation ends 2024 with NSA of the Year award. After an extraordinary year, the Gymnastics Association of the Philippines is set to receive the National Sports Association of the Year award from the Philippine Sports Writers Association. The 62-year-old federation played a pivotal role in gymnast Carlos Yulo's historic achievements at the 2024 Paris Olympics, where he bagged 2 gold medals. Yulo triumphed in both the men's vault and floor exercise events, becoming the first Filipino athlete to win multiple medals in a single Olympic Games. But Yulo's success was not only the milestone for GAP in 2024. The federation also made history when gymnasts Alea Finegan, Emma Malabuyo, and Levi Jung Ruvivar represented the Philippines in the 33rd Summer Games. This marked the first time in 60 years that Filipino female gymnasts participated in the Olympic Games, following Evelyn Magluyan and Maria Luisa Flores' appearance at the 1964 Tokyo Olympics. GAP has been overwhelmingly chosen for the NSA of the Year award, and they will be recognized during the San Miguel Corporation Philippine Sports Writers Association Awards night on January 27 at the Manila Hotel's Grand Ballroom. Carlos Yulo has previously been named Athlete of the Year. International feature. New Orleans community holds vigil for victims of New Year's Day attack. On Saturday, January 4, residents and visitors in New Orleans, Louisiana gathered to honor the victims of the tragic truck attack on New Year's Eve. A makeshift memorial on Bourbon Street featured crosses with the victims' photos, surrounded by candles and flowers. Charles Cruz, 33, a local resident, shared his grief, saying it could have been anybody, having lost a friend in the attack. James Dwyer, 47, who also mourned the loss of his friend Elliot Wilkson, expressed his frustration. This is a tragedy where we got to deal with all this violence from all around the world. Why here? Out-of-town visitors like Rosie Jamie, 53 from California, also paid their respects, saying, "You come here and say goodbye to your family, expecting to see them again, but sometimes you don't." Despite the sorrow, the community found strength in each other. Music played as some danced to celebrate the lives lost. It's a celebration of lives that have passed and the camaraderie of community, said Ken Kwan, 70, a visitor from North Dakota. The deadly attack took place in the early hours of January 1 when a U.S. Army veteran drove his truck into a crowd of people celebrating in New Orleans' French Quarter. 14 people died and 30 were injured. The attacker, who has also died, has an ISIS flag draped over his vehicle. National feature. Analyst calls China's giant ship in Zambales a show of force. An analyst on Sunday referred to the presence of China's large ship in Zambales as a show of force meant to intimidate the Philippine Coast Guard and Filipino fishermen at the start of the year. The PCG confirmed the China Coast Guard vessel 5901 was in the area by Saturday afternoon. BRP Cabra and PCG aircraft continuously challenged the presence of the Chinese Coast Guard, asserting its operations were within the Philippines exclusive economic zone in line with the Philippine Maritime Zones Law UNCLOS. Professor Renato De Castro, in an interview with ABS-CBN News, said the passage of China's largest vessels in Zambales waters was a way for Beijing to express its anger toward Manila. China is clearly showing us that they are upset with us. We are challenging their territorial claims in the West Philippine Sea and the South China Sea. It's a message to China that we will not back down from their aggression. De Castro said, a professor of international studies at De La Salle University. He added that China could argue the passage as an innocent one in international waters. At the start of the year, they are telling us, don't challenge us, don't provoke us because we can match you and even crush you. This is a show of force. China is openly mocking us, he said. Trivia. Blue whale, the magnificent giant of the ocean, symbol of conservation and strength. The blue whale stands as one of nature's most awe-inspiring and elegant creatures. With a size, weight, and vocal power that surpass almost all other living beings, it holds numerous records, embodying both the majesty of the ocean and the importance of conservation for whales and dolphins worldwide. This remarkable marine giant can grow up to 100 feet in length and weigh as much as 200 tons, making it not just the largest whale, but the largest animal to ever exist on Earth. Blue whales are also known for their incredible vocalizations, which can reach up to 188 decibels, louder than a jet engine and capable of traveling thousands of miles underwater. Despite their immense size, blue whales primarily feed on tiny organisms called krill. They can consume up to 4 tons of krill per day, showcasing an astonishing appetite needed to sustain their massive bodies. These creatures, while resilient, are also a symbol of the critical need for marine conservation, as their populations were severely reduced due to past hunting, and efforts continue to protect them from threats like climate change and ship collisions. And that was the information we got from here and abroad. Keep listening and watching. Please subscribe Pinoy Rob on YouTube channel and follow us on Facebook, and have a wonderful day and a happy new year.
If If you find this segment informative, please click the thumbs up button and subscribe to stay updated with our latest news, and share this broadcast to your friends and family. Your support helps us keep you informed. Help us get our first 10,000 subscribers. Your engagement matters. Liking, sharing, and subscribing to our content not only helps more people discover the important stories we bring you, but also supports our team's hard work. It boosts our visibility in the algorithm, making it easier for others to find ways to stay informed. Plus, it helps us generate more resources to continue delivering the news you rely on. Thank you for being part of our community.